Oh, well, today's Tuesday, and it is the 14th of January. Hope everyone out there is doing fine. I want to, as a lot of you know, I put a video up yesterday. I've got it right over here. That's what I'm looking this direction. And I've got it on the screen over here. So I'm going to read off of that screen instead of looking directly into here, just in case you wonder what I'm doing. There's a comment on there that drew quite a few comments. And as I go through it, you'll see that at best it's a weird comment. But maybe for some it isn't. I don't know. I'm going to tell you, for me it seems almost like a lack of something, and it isn't a lack of confidence or a lack of belief. It is trying to get a point across that is negative to my channel in general of what I try to represent, okay? And this will give you an idea how you can get very frustrated with people that just want to get their point across, and they're not interested in yours, so they throw nonsense out there. And this is what I'm going to call a little bit of nonsense, okay? Okay, so it has to do with somebody named Pepperpot 48. And I don't know how many of you have had interactions with this person, but this time I've had quite a few. And I received this thing 19 hours ago. So it says, did you see the video of Lynette selling toys from, it says, HGS Christmas? And I don't know where they get the HGS, but I'm assuming they mean Harley Grace Preston, the little child, 5-year-old child, out there in Otter Creek. So here we go. And there's 9 replies down here, okay? The first one says that didn't happen, wasn't her booth. And that is the correct answer. It was not her booth. That picture that was taken, just to let you know, Jeremy on his channel put up a picture. And his claim is that it belonged to Miss Preston, who has a flea market booth, showing toys on it. And it's supposed to kind of show the fact that there's been a rumor, started even before Harley got her toys at Christmas, that the toys would be sent to Miss Preston, and then she would resell them in her booth at the flea market. Now, this was before she ever received the darn things. There's already a rumor started by Jeremy that this is what was going to happen, that these people only wanted the gifts so they could take them from the child, put them in her booth, and sell them. And what they're trying to do, I'm assuming, my opinion, is to make it out as if these people would take toys that belonged to her child because they were gifted to her by a lot of people out there that had been listening to the different channels asking that this would happen. Now, to give you an idea, this thing gets more inane as we go, but here we go. So anyway, I answered it as well, and here was my answer. That was not her booth, but keep on trying to get someone to believe your lie. That is down a ways from hers and in the opposite side of the aisle. The wall color is wrong. Boy, did you swallow a big one. Okay, I was being facetious here, because it was outright lie that was being told. And she repeated, apparently, what she had seen on another channel. Okay, so here's the next one. And this was answered to what I did, and somebody said, exactly. The reason I'm not reading out a lot of these names is I don't want to put them over the air. But you are welcome to come to my channel and see this. Everything is up just as it was, and I'm not trying to add to it or take away. Just telling you the way it came to my channel. The next one says, this is from another subscriber. It says, Jeremy is not telling the truth. In other words, this person felt that it came from Jeremy, just like I felt that it was. Somebody had put out that Jeremy had showed up a picture, and indeed it showed a booth with toys in it, and he had insinuated that it was Michelle's. Okay? Now, the one thing I'll tell you is that in the picture he showed, there was a booth number on there. And that was kind of a giveaway. And the color around the booth also was a giveaway as well. But and we'll get into that. The next one, it says, you're amazing, Ray, and you make my day. You are pure and speak the truth. Okay? So what they're saying is what was in my, what was up above, that I was right. I mean, I'm just telling it as I see it, and I give my opinion. Okay. The next one, another sub said, it wasn't her booth. However, we expect her to sell gifts HD doesn't play with or enjoy. You've been deceived. In other words, Pepper Pot is putting something out there as if it's wrong. Now, obviously, Harley's going to have a lot of toys that she's outgrowing, and those will go to the flea market. And anything that, along the line where she may not like the toy or whatever has wore out using it, not necessarily wore a toy. It may go up for sale. I mean, that's what people do. If you ever went to a garage sale, the toys their children outgrow go in the garage sale so that somebody else can enjoy them. So I hope you understand that, and I'm sure you've seen Jeremy and different people sell toys on his channel. Okay? So here's another one, and this is from Pepper Pot 48 again. And it says, maybe true, but maybe she put them in another booth for kickback. In other words, this other booth, and the other booth was number 18, according to the picture. She's trying to insinuate that this other person, whoever it is taking new toys from Michelle and then giving a kickback or getting a kickback from Michelle. In other words, somebody else is going to sell them and Michelle will reap the rewards from it. That's pretty far-fetched. And here's some of the reasoning they gave. These toys look brand new and in time-wise, and I don't know. What they're saying is the timing, and they're brand new, and I guess, have you ever went to a flea market and the items look brand new? Do your kids' toys get to the point when you get rid of them in your garage sale that they're so bad you can't hardly sell them? You put the toys out there, you clean them up, and you put them out there in hopes of selling them, and they look brand new? Well, anyway, this person is still insinuating, and she doesn't want to admit that she was wrong in what Michelle's going to do. And part of that is because all along, while this was getting planned, people were coming back saying, the only reason they'd want them toys is so they can resell them. They'll take them right away from Harley and they'll go to the flea market. Those are things that were put in different spots as comments in the different commentators out here and video creators. So, but anyway, this is all incorrect. I'm just telling you. But I'm sure we can go to that booth out there and ask them if it's true that they're doing things like this, to see what their take on it is. Maybe we can even interview whoever has that booth and bring it back live on our channels if you would like. But let's just see how this thing rolls out, because it's interesting that people, they're always accusing everybody else of telling lies or doing things that they're wrong. So let's just see if we can put this one to rest somewhere. Let's just find out what's going on there. I mean, I know somebody that goes out there at the flea market on a regular basis, so it might be a good idea, maybe contacting them and ask them what they think and if they want to run this down to make sure that this person really is wrong, this Pepper Pot 48. Shall we find this out? If you do want to find out, go ahead in my comments down there, and let's see if we can get enough people behind this to say, yeah, Ray, let's see if this lie is true. Let's see if this person is really lying. I think you're going to find out that the person is telling a big one. So then we go on down. It says, there's another one there. It says, she doesn't need to hide anything from her supporters. Whatever HG received that wasn't a good fit for her needs to be sold to help in other ways. You don't need to try and be the overlord in what she can sell when nothing came from you. However, we know the pick is fake and used to instigate a problem. Unfortunately, we can't be deceived with fake evidence, nor do we, and let me see there, I got to expand it here. Do we care about selling gifts? So in other words, what this other commentator is saying, or sub, is that we're not overlords over what she's doing. I mean, if the toy isn't one that Harley doesn't want to play with, or maybe she gets tired of it right away, it may end up being sold. Who knows? I mean, or it may be given away. In any case, it's up between Michelle and Harley and John what they would do with disposition of anything that was gifted to them. And the idea was not to grab this stuff and just resell somewhere else. That wasn't the intent, and is not the intent of Michelle and John and Harley. So, you know, a lot of this stuff is just absolutely BS. People in their mind try to make up stories that just aren't true. I mean, they're flat out lies. So down here is my answer to the one that Pepper Pot put up there about using somebody else's booth. Okay, this is my last and final answer down here. So here, are you saying the person in booth 18 is selling toys that came from Michelle, or are you just telling a lie? Because I want to know. Why did she do that? Why did she say that? Let's see what the person says about your statement. In other words, if you're going to make a statement, and it's very easy to check it out because the flea market out there, everybody knows Michelle. And Michelle knows just about everybody out there. So this lie, one way or the other, will get put to rest, and we'll find out what the outcome is. I'm not sure why so many people are intent on trying to destroy that family out there in Otter Creek. But I want to go over a couple other things, too, that came to light. And apparently, my understanding is that Jeremy put on one of his videos, live videos, something about, I guess some of you that follow this scenario is going on out there know that there was a motorcycle club that stopped by and surprised Harley for a little bit of a bike ride. And they pulled up on the property there and had a pretty good time, is my understanding, and then left. And I believe, I'm not positive about that, but I believe that little Harley got to ride on a Harley. And so, anyway, the response from the child was it was one of the best times she's ever had. Now, that's been discussed on 2 different videos on there and backed up by Michelle Preston. So we know that really did happen, that they were there. But see, for some reason, Jeremy put on there that there was apparently some screaming going on and insinuating that maybe it was over the top or something. I don't understand what the screaming part is about. But there was a few shouts going on about for Harley Grace. You know, they were celebrating this bike ride, motorcycle ride was that she was going to get to be a party to. I mean, it was for Harley. Okay, this part of her, you know, one of the Christmas gifts was that meeting with this club. Now, apparently somebody come forward, or not apparently, okay. Jeremy claims that somebody called him up and would possibly testify to the fact that about this yelling at that little child, apparently by the mother. Now, I'm not sure what they constitute, but it kind of insinuates as if it may have been an adversarial type situation. Well, the problem with this building this kind of a thing up is, well, I believe the president of the club is the brother-in-law to the man that was killed where that in front of Jeremy's property and where that memorial disappeared twice in a row from his property. Now, I'm not sure what kind of deal is going on there. If this is supposed to be leading into some kind of a ruckus, I mean, why would this other creator, involve somebody whose brother-in-law was killed in front of his property in this something that says they're going to testify against Michelle on behalf of Jeremy? Now, what would Jeremy gain from that, and what is he trying to prove by something like that if the president of the motorcycle club is a brother-in-law to the guy who was killed there? It brings up some strange, what is this? Because to me, it wouldn't make sense from anything. Now, I know for a fact that there was some questioning and phone calls made, and I'm not privy to the phone calls. I didn't make them. But I want you guys to understand something. People in a small town, there are a lot of relationships between each other, and you have to be very careful about what you say about one, that it doesn't get picked up by relatives within that town, because very quickly there are strings in a town that size almost to everybody, you know, through friendships and relationships or relatives themselves. And when you go into a town like that and you start raising Cain, you can destroy your reputation there very quickly. Now, apparently in that same video, he had said something about suing Tina and her husband, who is a neighbor, and in fact was part of the party that sold property to him. Now, he'd got into it with them right off the bat. So, you know, here you go. Here's another string out there of relationships that are intertwined with each other and getting into these ruckuses. And people on the outside, they don't understand how close-knit blood can be. You know, it's thicker than water. And so when you come in there and you start stirring and muddying up the water, it doesn't do well for your reputation. So I'm beginning to wonder if these lawsuits are starting to churn up and these attacks are starting to happen out there. Why are they going on like that? And why would anybody be foolish enough? I mean, my opinion is, well, I don't have a whole lot of opinion on it myself, quite frankly. If I was to go into that town, I certainly wouldn't go after anybody there, because I understand about the relationships that are in a small town. You know, I don't care. You know, like the ex-mayor. I mean, his son was one of the commissioners, and it was his brother or somebody related to him was also a commissioner. So, you know, when you think about the relatives within a county, and you know, with a pretty good sized area, you draw a circle around it. There's a lot of cousins, aunts, uncles, and you know, all kinds of relatives. So it doesn't do a whole lot to start problems with people like that. It just doesn't. And if you're doing it for content for a channel, which for me, my opinion is that it seems like there's more and more things done for content rather than a real problem. Okay? In other words, create a problem, you create drama, and you create monetary rewards through the internet by putting videos up. It's just wonder. I'm just wondering. And the reason I read all this back like I did, and that's word for word, by the way, and if you want to check it out on my channel, it's the one I put up yesterday. Just feel free to look at it. I don't charge. There's no memberships in mine. For one thing, there's a good reason why I don't charge. I live on a fixed rate income, okay? My investments and Social Security and stuff like that, there's a limit to what I'm going to get. That doesn't go up and down and all around. And so when I budget stuff for the month or the year or even the week, I rarely step outside of the budget. Part of it is I'm trying to keep from spending all my money before, well, I'm hoping to have enough to bury me when I get done. Not that makes a whole lot of difference. Yeah, I guess it wouldn't bother me if they cook my remains and spread the ashes anywhere they feel like it. It'll help the natural growth of the plant life, or if it's in the ocean or a stream like that, may help something there. But it's not a big deal what this vessel is going to be once this life is gone and the breath is gone. It's over. Now, I went over the things that I've heard and seen, and I've given my opinion about it. And I would hope some of you people that are out there listening can understand that we try to give out as much truth as we can on our channels, whether it's mine or anybody else's. And the fact that I don't charge is because I'm not interested in making any more money. I've got a fixed income. I'm satisfied with what's there. And the reason I don't charge, like for memberships and things like that, is, well, quite frankly, I go to enough different sites that I can't really afford to pay for a membership in each one of them. I just can't. And I can't justify it. Even like the TV shows I watch, I do it off from streaming. I like my internet, so that's my base of entertainment. And on my internet, I can get stations, if I want to, around the world. And it doesn't cost me anything extra. I don't pay to not have commercials, in other words. I don't join a group to get special things on the channels. I don't belong to HBO or Cinemax or Showtime or anything like that. And I've never bought a membership to somebody's channel on here. And it's not that I begrudge them the money, I don't. It's just that if I give to one as far as a membership and I don't join the other ones that I enjoy just as much, it almost feels like you're infringing on their creation. But if I'm here, the part of my being here helps them make a little bit of money on the commercials on there. The most money that's made on these channels is through membership and merchandise, or on the chat, the super chats. So I'm not trying to belittle anybody out there that does charge. A lot of people depend on that for an income. And the fact that I don't charge mine is because it would be very unfair for me to do things like that and when I don't need the money. But on the other hand, I don't have the money in ready cash to just go out and start buying memberships every month on the channels that I watch. It doesn't, to me, it don't make sense, if you understand that. So don't get your feelings hurt because I don't come to your channel and buy in. Okay, we got that all straightened out, I hope. You've heard me talk about gifts themselves. And when you have people come along and give gifts, some of them are out of the heart, which is great. And some of them have strings. And we've seen that the strings can cause a huge heartache. A big gift can cause somebody to be very vocal and sometimes even cry because when it's a big gift, they can't believe somebody loves them that much or thinks that much of their channel that they would do such a thing. And then you can imagine how their heart is broke when somebody withdraws that and says, goodbye, don't like you no more. They may not say that, but the meaning is there. The goodbye is there. And it hurts, and you never get to know why. You only know it happened. And it takes everything away from the initial gift. The idea of giving to somebody and then all of a sudden it's goodbye. And you just, it leaves a wonderment in you and a hurt. It's not like somebody's passed away or anything like that. But still, it's a stumbling block in life that shouldn't really ever happen. You should be able to explain yourself. But like in real terms, somebody that don't explain themselves of why they do something probably is because it was a cowardly thing to do in the first place. And I'm not calling anybody out there specific a coward. I'm saying if the shoe fits, you know how I feel about it. One thing I don't have to worry about is nobody really throws a lot of things my way because, like I say, I try not to ever put you in that position where you feel obligated to give me something. Nobody out there is. And it's not that I wouldn't help somebody out there. If I do, you probably would never know where it came from. You'd be better off not. And there's a lot of reasons why people give without people knowing about it. And some of them are for protection, and some of them, a heartfelt gift doesn't need any more than that, than the person that gave it, the knowledge knowing that they gave it out of their heart. That's it. You don't need to know their name, and they don't need to take any more reward for it other than what they felt right here in their heart. I hope you understand what I'm talking about. All right, I went over that stuff on my other computer. I let you know what's going in there. The person itself, I'm not that happy with them because they're trying to hammer something across. In other words, they have an idea this person is guilty of something, and there's absolutely nothing I can say or the multiple people that came to my channel said they'll change their mind. In other words, that person is guilty. What I'm hoping is we can get somebody out there to talk to booth 18 at the flea market and say, does anybody have anything here on consignment? And is it true where these things come from? Because you've been accused of taking and selling them, okay? So hopefully that person will give us the answer, because there's some people who are interested in knowing what it is. I guess it'll be something to think about. I'm not trying to cause any nightmares or anything. So anyway, that's it for today, and I hope you have a good day. And I hope of course, yesterday I talked kind of fast, and I tried not to do that today because I know there's nothing more irritating than talking too slow or too fast. You have to hit somewhere in the middle, trying to get it leveled out like that. Well, listen, I want a big shout out to all of you people that I come by your channels. I stopped at Leatherworks last night, Tori's channel, and said hello. And unfortunately, I couldn't stay awake too long after I got there. I got there late and ended up, I was pretty tired yesterday. So I said ta-ta in their video, and I was off to the bedroom in dreamland. All right, well, listen, come on back and get another channel up. If you have a channel and you want me to come in, you certainly invite me. I'll come over and check your channel out. And even though it's not a big deal, if you do want to be a sub to the station, go ahead and do it. If you want to get a thumbs up, do it. You don't have to do anything to come to my channel, though. I can't impress that enough on you. And I do invite you back if you enjoy things here. That's great. I have a little bit of fun doing it. I want you to understand that I don't claim to be an expert. So anything I do on here is my opinion, or it's as I see it. And I try to report it in that manner. And I do ask some questions. Some of them might be biting. Every once in a while I get a little facetious. Not a big deal. It's just kind of one of those things you throw out when you don't have anything else to do. All right, like John says, ta-ta.